Okay, so here's how to customize or add a custom material in Panther or for Rhino for that matter. First thing in here, we're in Panther, we have to come across to the properties or this little side panel here and click on the little cog wheel, the settings, and just make sure you open up, you want to see materials. It's a bit off my screen here, but just put a tick in there. And you'll see you've got a new tab here with a little sort of paint tube and any of the materials that are currently in the drawing. So what you'll notice is if you switch to the rendered mode, Panther actually creates and adds an additional material here for rendering. Easy if I just click on ray traced over here and show you. So you'll see it will flash for a moment and then it'll start rendering out the diamond. And what it's done is it's added an additional material for the diamond. So it swaps out the default diamond material here when you're in just the default rendered mode. And when you switch to ray traced, it applies a different material with some different settings so that you get decent sort of looking rendering for your gemstone. What I've done is I've created a grey spinel material, and I can open that up if I just go here to click plus to create a new material, and I'll say I'll import it from my material library, and by default it's going to open up a Rhino materials library here, but I've got this saved in another location here. So this is a material I've created called grey spinel ray traced. Okay, now I suggest you don't put it into one of the Panther directories. I suggest you put it into maybe a documents folder, and in documents you've got, materials or something like that, just to keep a copy of it safe. If you ever reinstall Panther, or you have to reinstall it for some reason, or you do an update, it's possible that it will remove that directory, the default directory, when you're reinstalling it. So keep that folder separate. So I would put it into, as I say, my documents folder, and in a folder called materials, and whatever custom materials you've got for your installation, just keep them in that folder. Okay, so I'm just going to click on that and say open it, and you see it here. Now you'll notice that in this material I've got an environment map, and it's a grey spinel. It's actually an image of a grayscale spinel, okay, with some facets and some reflections and things like that. But what I've done is, let me just click off it and back on it again. What I've done is I've set the amount of that material just to 40%. So you can either increase or decrease that to get the effect that you want. But basically what you do is you just select the diamond or whatever stones you've got that you want to render in that material, and just right click on the material and say assign to objects, and it will start rendering that out. Now, as I say, if it's too dark or too light, you can adjust this percentage and it will update that in real time for you. So I could say here that I only want, let's say, 20%, and that's going to lighten the stone. Again, if it's too dark, I might do it at 10. So yeah, just mess around with that percentage just to get the sort of darkness, the depth of grey that you want. And yeah, you can do that with other materials as well. So as I say, if you want to customize them, what you'd need to do is just go into something like Photoshop or an editor like that. If you click on the file here and I click here to browse for it, we'll open up a folder with a bunch of materials in here. In this case, these are some unpacked files, but you can see. So, you could do that with turquoise, for instance. If you wanted a different color, you could do it with opal, which is a great example. Okay. And you just need to find or cut out a little swatch, a square one, go into Photoshop or some sort of photo editing software and adjust that to your desire. And when you then apply that image, as I say, when you then come back into that material, oops, here it's obviously still grey spinel, but if that was opal or something like that, I could then mess around with the environment, the percentage, and I probably want to increase that to 50% or more for something like an opal. But that's it. So yeah, if you've got a few of these custom materials, just you click the plus symbol, as I say, and import it from whatever folder you've got them saved in. And let's say I'd created a custom material for opal. I would then, once I've applied my image and set the environment and stuff, if I wanted to save that to my own personal sort of materials library, I would just right click on the material here and say save to file. And, call it opal. And click save. And you want to say yes to this. Do you want to embed support files such as the bitmap texture? You do want to include that in the material itself. So just click yes there. And that will save that material out into your materials folder. So anyway, I hope that quick overview helps you. If you have any questions, by all means, just shoot me an email. All right. Thanks. Bye for now.